for black.
And then f5, and now of course e5 is not possible, so okay, bishop d3 is running to knight f3 check, so I thought here, and then I don't know, it becomes really too much. Maybe still bishop a6.
No, but then e5.
But then they go back.
Yeah,
so
okay,
queen
but then
c6. Queen c6, just take the
take the knight. Yeah, so go back, but then bishop a4 maybe, and b5. No, okay, black's better, but I mean, it's complicated, at least. But I mean, earlier, I mean, Sergey must have been much better at some point.
At some point,
it looked almost just much better.
I mean, he had a pawn up, but then he had the problems to how to move the knight from e5.
No, I mean, I'm sure the computer says an advantage, but you know. So.
Well, we'll see.
Let's play instead this, and that's probably also a killer.
Yeah. White's king is in some danger.
Yes, this is just mate. Rook g3, rook e1. So you can resign here, I think.
Well, can say that Sergey Karjakin bravely fought on until the bitter end, even looking for his chances. But it's over.
He did resign.
Yes, he resigned. And that's a very...
what the papers will write if they followed it, if they're still following the tournament, because it was a lot of publicity on the tournament in the beginning. But the Norwegian press is even more nationalistic than me. They just cover success stories.
Yeah.
And after, I wonder if they got tired after those draws.
I think they'll be back. I mean, they're just waiting for the outcome of the tournament, and the last rounds are going to be exciting. In any case, this definitely brought back the tension in the tournament.
Okay.
As and I see some people walking in, so who knows? Well, Magnus is still on.
But actually, the press officer, he was on holiday this weekend. Maybe that's why Magnus played all these draws, because the press officer wasn't here. But now he's back.
Oh, okay.
Then things start happening again.
So a lot of people flocking into the room. For some reason, they expect Magnus Carlsen here, I think. And that's definitely what we hope that he will do. That he will come here. I'm not sure if Sergey wants to come with him. If he doesn't want to, then that is fine. I mean, he's been with us every day so far. So we are keeping an eye on the door to see if a young Norwegian chess player walks in.
Yeah.
But it's great. I mean, Magnus Carlsen, he won the key game of the round against Sergey Karjakin and brought back the tension in the tournament. Instead of leading by 2 points, Sergey Karjakin is now leading by 1 point. And okay, 1 point, that's something that you can, well, an advantage you can lose in 1 round or 2 rounds. So everything is possible again, and I think it was particularly the way he achieved this. I mean, he got him into, well, complicated territory, even accepted a probably slightly worse position, and he just invited him to fight and post. There is an update. Magnus Carlsen was writing autographs. Yes. How can that be? Well, welcome, Magnus. Congratulations. That was impressive. I mean, you got him into a fight and well, posed problems. Probably were even slightly worse. I mean, that was a calculated risk, I guess. You had to, well, you have to take some risk.
Well, I mean, honestly, I thought I was suffering, at least a little bit. So
yeah. I
wasn't too pleased with the way the game was going, but I was kind of happy that he went for this Queen b2 because well, not going to delve into what happened earlier.
No.
I think it's clear that white is slightly better and that black is trying to hold on.
But once the tension started to build, I mean, you
Yeah.
quite soon managed to wrestle the initiative from him.
Yeah, indeed. So I thought he was going to do this, and queen c5, queen b2, and it's very hard to defend the pawn properly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually very much considering just going bishop c4, takes, let's say knight e5, queen a2, and just beg for a draw.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of my position right here.
Yeah.
So.
But this was the difficult task that you faced today. I mean, you have to win essentially, and how can you do that without going berserk?
No, I think it helped at this point that he was getting some serious ambitions, which were quite warranted. But anyway, I was happy to see this because I thought even though I'm losing a pawn, there is a certain chance that I can wrestle the initiative from him.
Yeah.
So, well, there was also knight e5, queen b6, then for instance bishop f6, rook f6, e5, maybe I can even take on f3, some bishop b7, should be some compensation here, or something like this, or if he goes no b5, bishop b7, bishop c2, bishop c5, or maybe bishop a3. It seemed like anyway I should have some play for the pawn, and at least the game would be complicated. But knight e5, bishop b7. I suppose he was considering bishop b5 here as well. I was very unsure about knight takes e4, then rook d7, queen. I don't know, queen b6 is probably not possible, just bishop c4. So queen c8. I don't know if this is possible at all, but it looked very, very dodgy to me. So I was also considering bishop d6 here. And if knight takes c4, then I can give a check and take on e4, and it's at least not clear. Maybe even bishop takes e4. No, then f3 is possible. I guess he wanted to play something more solid, but after this, well, I think knight h5, then rook d7, he can probably just take on f7, and that's if rook e5, then rook f8. So bishop d6, and now I'm threatening knight h5, and it's not so easy for him to do anything about it. So here I was fairly satisfied in the way that the position is complicated. I'm getting some counterplay, and it's not easy for him to kind of just bail out. And
yeah, there's no quiet way anymore.
No,
I mean, it's an open fight, and he has to continue the fight as well.
Yeah, so I was quite surprised by what he did, because I thought it wouldn't work for him, which it probably doesn't. Well, I was considering g5 also, but f6 looked quite good to me, so I didn't see why not. I thought he would do this actually, and probably rook c6, bishop b3, rook takes c4. Maybe like this. And if I go rook e4, then probably queen h5 is bad. But in worst case, he can just go queen e4. And rook is falling, and I don't think you should lose this by any means. He played knight g6 very quickly and confidently, which I didn't understand, since I thought knight f4 would be good. I don't know. Seems like this is more or less the only move anyway. Takes. So if he takes, then bishop f4. If king g1, I think f5 is very good. No, I mean if king g2, f5, then takes, and it's rook g6 is coming, and it's looking very much like mate. And also if he goes this, at least I can just go fe4 and then e3 next with an unstoppable attack. So I don't really know what he missed here.
Topolov suggested that you should that you could also take with the bishop on f4 after knight g6.
Yeah, that was perhaps possible, but it didn't look very clear at all. Gf4, knight f4, maybe e5 is possible here, and also here rook d7 is an option, and I have to take, and now knight f4. I was considering something like this, queen c7, e5, if I can take, but it didn't seem by any means obvious that I'm doing well here. I don't know, but knight f4 looked so good, so couldn't see why not. I was briefly considering to go back, knight h5 here. And the point being, if e5, which is probably his best move, then I wanted to go queen takes d6 like this. If knight e7, then rook e7, so maybe I'm missing something here. I'm suspecting that, but at least he has queen b1, and there's no mates. Okay, anyway, I thought this would be pretty safe for me, and well, clearly he missed my idea here. So maybe he should push b5 to prevent.
Do you think he missed? What do you think he missed? Do you think?
I think he just missed knight e5, because after f5 he went.
Do you think he missed? But do you think he saw a knight takes f4?
I don't know what he missed then, because he played knight g6 very confidently, and then after knight f4 he started thinking. So I honestly don't know. Maybe he was planning to go e5 here. But I just couldn't make it work for him after probably fe5 and then like this. Rook e6, rook e6. And seems like this is going to be pretty much decisive. No, I really don't know what he missed. That's the problem here. I because all my moves are pretty much forced and also natural, so you'd have to ask him. Okay.
But it must have been a great pleasure to play the last part of the game.
Yeah, that was fun. There were a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, b5, perhaps knight h4 is quite strong even here. And if rook e3, maybe I can do this. Rook f3, knight d6, or maybe even bishop takes e4, but I'm not sure if that works. And if rook f5, then rook e3, and if b6, then probably queen e7 is possible. I don't know. No, it's actually no. Yes, no, it's not, because of b7, this and this. So if takes, and if I take this one, then the knight is hanging. So. Okay. Anyway, after what happened, bishop d4, f5. Well, he shouldn't go e5, but anyway, he's clearly worse here. So now, yeah, this is just mate, and I thought he'd try bishop e4 here. Then he cannot take on on g7 because e3, and then there aren't really any threats over here, and mate is coming very soon. So I thought he needed to go rook e3, and then I still need to show some kind of technique to win at least. Maybe rook e7, planning rook d7, rook d3. Should do the trick eventually. So after what he did, he cannot even exchange queens with queen d4 because I don't take the bishop, I just take the queen, and then this. And now I think there are many ways to win, but what I did was fairly simple. So queen f7, and then any.
But that's always great fun to have this systematic winning plans.
Yeah, I know. It's just I just wanted to calm down and play the way that left the the least chance of going wrong. I really hope that he would go rook d1 here, though. I think queen e4 wins quite easily, but I can also take, and then rook e1. And if g4, then h4. The trap is shut. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. But I guess after the quiet maneuvering of the past days, I mean, to play this with all the twists and turns, I mean, must feel like a party.
Well, I think also it's just been my white games that's been slow maneuvering games. Also, my black game with Hikaru was pretty much.
Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, that was dynamic. Yeah.
Well, as swashbuckling as it gets in my games anyway. So
these days.
Yeah. No, it's just I think today I got a little bit lucky since if he hadn't had any ambitions, he wouldn't have lost this for sure, and I'm sure he miscalculated it quite badly, but that's the way it is sometimes, and you got to take your chances even if you don't always deserve them.
Well, and in a way you created your luck. I mean, that's,
yeah, I mean, but I mean, sometimes you play provocatively and get rewarded. Sometimes you just play badly and get rewarded, and probably it was more the latter for me today, but anyway.
So what is it, relief that you're back in the tournament, or delight at the game?
Yeah, I'm not especially delighted at the game, since the opening was not a success, and I was clearly worse, but I'm very happy that it turned around, and as you said, I got to play a little bit of attacking chess as well. So. Yeah. And of course now there is actually a real chance to win the tournament, so that's nice.
Well, you even made some other participants happy that you stopped the leader.
Sure.
Even Hikaru was happy that you won.
Yeah, I'm happy to help.
always happy to help. Yeah. So, Simon, have you any questions for Magnus?
I think it's nice to see you play like this again, because I know that you can win brilliant games and can be very strong tactically. Somehow you've been very loyal to your kind of new style, the Magnus style, it's called. But you're able to play in all ways, I know. Does this inspire you to play more tactically in the future, or will you stick to your new Magnus style?
I mean, as I said a few days ago, I tried to play according to the demands of the position. So at some point today, I didn't have any choice but to go for an attack, because I was a pawn down, and if nothing happened, I would lose the game. So, but it's it's fun to play like this once in a while. But in general, I prefer not to get in situations where I need to play kind of desperately. So attacking is fun. Desperate attacks can be fun as well, but not always.
But is that because you've become so self-critical that you think, well, this is great, but there are clear flaws? I was worse. And in fact, you want to play.
Just depends. In my white games, he's fighting so well because yesterday he had a very difficult position. He defended well and made a draw. And I think also today he didn't have a particularly promising position, but he continued fighting, and now it seems like he'll be rewarded big time.
Well, you've known him for many years. What can he do in this tournament?
I think he's not been particularly lucky so far, but especially with white, he doesn't fear people too much, I think, and he always sticks to his openings, his ideas, and so on, and that can backfire, and sometimes you'll get rewarded like today.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you very much, Magnus Carlsen.
Okay, thank you.
That was wonderful, the way you explained the game and answered some more questions. And from the number of people that turned up here, it wasn't lost on them. So we hope to see you tomorrow. Lots of success in the rest of the tournament, and I think many people here are happy that you brought back the tension in the tournament.
Yeah. No, of course it's a complete turnaround for me. It's not the first time it's happened, to be fair.
Yeah.
But
well, it was about time.
Yeah, no.
But you could no longer wait.
No, of course I needed to win today. I didn't particularly deserve to win, but that's what's happened, and now we all need to adjust to the new circumstances.
Okay, thank you very much, Magnus Carlsen. Well, I think he was being modest.
Yes, but it's interesting when Magnus is forced to play tactical chess. Then it becomes so strong.
Yeah. So I think you made your point there. But well, as he said, yeah, I'm trying to play this new style. But if needed, I'm still ready to.
Yes. But they all say that they have to play all kinds of positions and the demand of the position and so on. They all say those things.
But your feeling is that if Magnus played the big openings and everything, that he would...
Well, they do have their styles.
Yeah.
They cannot just say they play the demand of the position.
Yeah. Yeah, you mean you also make a choice by the openings that you play.
Yes.